Hey guys, how's it going? David here. Welcome to the inner sanctum of slime. Hope everyone is doing superb today. So I was watching a movie today, so I thought I'd just kind of review it and see, just put something out there on it. I don't know if everybody has seen it or not, but if you haven't, definitely something to check out. So if you haven't, figured it out by the title by now, it's on the movie The Vatican tapes. So this movie was was an interesting one. It is about demonic possession, but a little bit different. Um, it did come out a couple years back, 2015, somewhere in there. So let me just go ahead and jump into it. So the movie kind of starts out where they are, showing clips of exorcisms and how the Vatican, kind of tapes these and keeps them in an archive of some sort, or it is an archive, I should say. Um, so they kind of cut to the cardinal and a priest talking about, there's this case, that's going on, and they show, this girl that's being interviewed, and he's telling about that, he thinks that the Antichrist is coming. So um, they show the video of the girl, and she's kind of just listening to what the psychologist is telling her, and she kind of flips out in the scene there, and they kind of see a flash in her face, so they kind of slow mode it, and you can see like the demon coming out of her face. So that was pretty cool. So they kind of cut to her 2 months before this began, and it kind of starts out the day, birthday party, this and that. When she's cutting the cake, cuts her finger. That's where she's got to go to the hospital because it's a real deep cut. And on the way in, she kind of freaks out. She's kind of takes a step back. She doesn't want to go to the hospital. So priest happens to walk by and say, "Hey, you better go get it checked out. It's a lot better than the alternative. So give it a shot." So the priest that they ran into is Michael Pena. If you don't know who Michael Pena is, he's a pretty good actor. He's a Latino actor. He's come out in movies like he came out in Ant-Man. Um, what is that movie with Seth Rogen? It's a comedy. Observe and Report. That's what it's called. And he's also come out in Shooter 2 with Mark Wahlberg. But anyways, so yeah, they kind of just quick meet, and they go into the hospital, gets her fixed. As soon as they get out, this whole incident on the bus with, birds flying through the window and whatever else on the bus, and they get home and she's acting kind of weird. The boyfriend kind of notices, and then they find her passed out, on the couch. So they kind of freak out, him and the dad. Take her to the hospital, and they check her out, whatever, and they release her. So on the way home, she's kind of like irritable. The father and her boyfriend are in the back arguing because the father fucking hates him. And, she kind of flipped out that, she wanted him to stop arguing or whatever. So at some point, facial expression turns, and she grabs the wheel because she's sitting in the front of it. They're going in a cab, so she's sitting in the front with the cab driver, and they're sitting in the back. She grabs the wheel from the fucking cab driver and fucking pulls it right into all the parked cars that are parked along the edge of the street, and that's where it stops right there. And then they go back to the hospital. They're bringing her into the hospital. She's in a coma now. So at this point, you're kind of seeing little telltale signs that there's something wrong with her. Something ain't fucking right. So she's in a coma. The priest is talking with the dad, letting him know that this is something that she might not come out of. It's been so long. We need to look at possibly pulling the plug and letting her not suffer anymore. So they did that. But she comes back to life. So yeah, so she's awake, alive, and whatever. And so everybody's kind of it's a miracle. It's a miracle. So shit starts happening from there. She kind of they're kind of watching her through the cameras, or you're just kind of seeing it through the camera's eyes, the security cameras. So it looks like she gets up from her bed, walks out in the middle of the night, and over to the babies where they got the newborns, and she grabs one, and she's taking them over to where they wash the babies, and it's full of water, like if she's gonna drown the baby. Well, the alarm goes off. She puts the baby back, and she starts running. In this whole time, they're showing her going through there, But they look at the camera in her room and she hasn't even moved yet. So they're kind of wondering what the fuck is going on. So they kind of blame it on time delay on the cameras. So what she did was kind of it's an assault on a minor. So cops come in, they start to question. This one cop goes in. She's sitting facing away from the window at the edge of the bed on her knees, just looking down. And the cop, tries to question her, and all she can do is just point like that, just back. She's not even looking, moving, responding, or anything. So the cop kind of looks at the window and, goes to look out the window, and the crow or blackbird just stops on the window, and he's staring at it for a while, and then he kind of just walks away and walks out of the room and over to another room, and comes right back out with two light bulbs, and he just fucking shoves them right in his eyes, and then he does it again, and boom, and everybody's freaking out, whatever else, and all kinds of shit's happening. After that, there was like a riot. She started whispering into the wall to where all the other crazy patients were when they put her into the mental hospital, and they all started killing each other and going crazy, beating the shit out of each other. It was crazy, and even the priest was watching her through the cameras at the psychiatric hospital, and she was like playing mind games, like she was in the walls whispering to him, or in the halls, I should say, and he was like chasing around trying to find her, and she was in the room the whole time. So after that whole riot scene, the hospital didn't know what to do. Even the psychologist that was trying to help her didn't know what to do anymore, scared the shit out of her, because she started pulling out those psychic abilities and telling her about how she was messing around with the married man, and how she goes home every day and talks to her psychologist about the patients that she sees, and yada yada yada. So the hospital decides there's nothing we can do for this girl. We need to get her out. So at the same time, the priest is talking to the father, saying, "Hey, there's somebody at the in Rome, in the Vatican, that I want to talk to about this, if it's all right with you." So he okayed it. In the middle, they discharge her. They take her home. So they sent the videotapes over to the cardinal and the priests that run the archives for all the supernatural shit. So they start seeing signs here. And the cardinal goes and leaves the other guy, because he says he's the only one left that knows anything about this. So he needs to stay in case he don't come back. So he gets there. They kind of do the assessment, the body of Christ with the little bread, the little round bread, and try and shovel it in her mouth, and she won't take it. And she spits out 3 eggs. He's trying to tell her, give me what's inside of you. And she spits out 3 eggs that are supposed to represent, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, the Trinity, I think is what it's called. And so, that tells him that, she's possessed. She's hitting all the telltale signs. So shit starts hitting the fan. They chain her down. She starts freaking out. He even tried to choke her to see if the demon would come out, because he had a ritual knife that he was going to kill her with, to see if she was indeed possessed, and what kind of demon they were dealing with. So she comes back to, because she lost consciousness when he was choking the shit out of her. Comes back to, and starts yelling all kinds of shit that that she's here to kill everybody and blah blah blah, and shit starts hitting the fan, and basically all the signs that she was in a coma for 40 days, and other things that were pointing to that she is the Antichrist. So basically that's what she said that she is. She's here to cleanse the world, and this and that, and makes the whole top floor explode. So the husband, the father die, the priest lives. So basically what's showing here is the Antichrist is here. The priest doesn't say the day. Antichrist is free roaming the earth. So after that whole ordeal, she walks away, and she sees the priest still alive on the floor, and tells him, "You tell him that I'm here." So he goes back. He goes to the Vatican. He talks to that other priest. Basically, the priest tells him, "Hey, you survived, an encounter with the Antichrist. So now you're one of us. You're a warrior of God." So shows him the archive, shows him what's going on since this has happened, and basically the Antichrist is going around healing people with degenerative diseases, and people that are literally dying, and like some kind of Messiah God, and basically starting a following of the Antichrist. But nobody knows. It's just some woman that's healing people and creating miracles, and basically that's how the the Antichrist is starting all this shit. So it was an interesting movie. It was a good it was a different perspective. You know, you don't usually go in there and exorcise the demon. End of the day, you know, whoever's possessed goes home happy, lives a long happy life with their family, and you know, shit goes back to normal. This is what happens when the other side wins. In this case, it was the Antichrist. Gets free in the world and just starts turning shit upside down. You know, putting out, you know, some good faith there, so that way she can get some followers, and then before you know it, you know, start tearing the world apart. So it was an interesting movie. Definitely something different, and that's good. I personally like this movie because it shows you the other side, what could happen. You know, you usually see all these exorcism movies. They exorcise a demon. That's it. End of the day. I mean, I like exorcism movies, but this one was definitely different because, you know, it shows what happens when, you know, God doesn't win, you know. So yeah, so that was the kind of the review and walkthrough of this movie. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below, like it if you liked it. If you have any comments or questions about this video and the movie, let me know. And other than that, I am out of here. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video you saw today, hit the thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to leave one down below. And if you like the channel and want to see more content, go ahead and subscribe for more.